Right, we are about the sports arena. Brasso say trans enough. Ye dia good munsem. De ebro baby bia will be am sure say what enka. Yes, what enka they are near streaming live. A street is watching on Facebook. Street is watching on Facebook. Oko piemu a YouTuber ye no so also ni ye twa egu honoma anya asem ketua kra. Ti de make catch on pa anya asem ketua. Oko piemu YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV and I say yebu yinkura nyasem ketwa but more than na etwema na afi bibia ntumi koye ne ye de question of the day ne beba. Yes, the question of the day no ebe ba na afi wo hu de ekọ ne de den de eba now the response aba o de ba ye be kan e de ama na say ya contact you na coupon o say de ma no ye de ama now so wetumi de twa bet na bibia etumi e de akoyi enso e de ama hye no so say my bet online ye twegu e honom saso ena okopiemu e o TikTok sports.arena.news sports.arena.news ye twegu ono nemo ye Telegram account no ho ena anya asem keto akra bo mode ana join here ho no Telegram account no sports arena sports arena SPORTSARENA sports arena oh yes sports na what intemu na the arena ato aso na afi yakọ enim e ho no my bet na aso yasen a ye dujuma die ye den ye de bro senior ubehu de ekọ enra enya asem keto akra telling you hi enya patoba enya asem keto akra Charlie Arsenal the Ghana is na fie ne Paris Saint-Germain question 1-0 beka o ma di kan hia pen ma Arsenal bo mo se 3 sign endo ametra ka se Paris Saint-Germain team we no different from a team na e ba kono because eno kran Dembele anye den ambo bi because na oni coach no confusion that na team no emu nwe na team no munye the enjo say the team is flying enyasem keto akra the team is flying enyasem keto akra ma be she Arsenal the Gunners 1-0 bi mu se na pateni o pate o waka de esi na nsi pate beba return leg PS Morgan mu nyina hwe ne mu se pate mu return ya kwan bia so mekọ the Parc des Princes akwa don thinkable de omkoye wo Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu no mo se Parc des Princes ombekọ akọhye 2 na so ma qualify ho ye be hwe de ye besi na mo ndo match no de ekoye ni de ankoye nyina ye de beba na afi wo hu de ekọ ne de eba enne so match ba ko ebeti atofam semi final game beti atofam semi final 2 game tienie pa Barcelona betna fie na one Inter Milan atumi de areda so nyasem ketwa Interfo no maso ye shepo mu team no asin trust nkofo no mohwe sisi entoboko akohia resurgent Barcelona inform Barcelona be hwe de bekakosi ye de mu nchiremu no be de be braw no hu de ekone de den de eba ehonum oba chese under 20 this one up to now yenim squad ye de ko yes Ghana any squad ye de ko na moment na the last day the last day the last day yeah was say the squad and the conti from Ocha come sure say we will know the official players at Ghana den at the ekoye now any question me be bisa abodwafo ene say Joao Neves ene Vitina Caicedo Lavia Glavenberch McAllister Ogati versus Casemiro Kamavinga ene Chouameni anase Chouameni ne Valverde Abranti aye freno aye Pedri any our player no pride before all you will know about and Finfi or boy, you know, Barcelona and Finfi. Casado. Mark Casado. Any Pedri. Nicola Barella. Any Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Say midfield no one pa ni crack correct one. Arsenal so partine Declan Rice. Say we are simple wine the what deadly combo. And now the maminya the three cry. What you say? It me say over Chelsea Enzo Fernandez Lavia and Caicedo. Okoma United Ugati Bruno Casemiro. Oba Man City Rodri Gundogan Kevin De Bruyne. Madrid Oro Tchouameni Camavinga and Valverde. Barcelona Pedri Casado ena almost third the about time on Dani Olmo nya sem keto atiko die zamo die nya papa bi anti no yemfa muntu ba bi kura ko mu kura mu shada ni constant way and then now Galaga bo chana we timu kura mo die
more serious midfielders power.
There be but say the tray you say constantly omo ball e dey more resource. What I say?
Yeah.
Say even Koke no kura in and out so much bia ni the other ball. Argentina ni
Koke there he has been out for some time now.
I say in and out.
Barrios and I say
ono so only constant way. Atiko ni constant midfield thrower. You know say they can play 3 formats on the trot. No, it doesn't happen. So much bia ni the midfield blender or there or the call. Inti atiko there Kotokone has there no e do comparison na near the maba abeshembi cause the one year no I asaka e dwana num na mbeje 4 trophies na we there afikura do se ba kuko do mbeko final Champions League mbeko final na omonje hey asaka we are comparing the midfield throw Arsenal so Partey Odegaard and Declan Rice. So Liverpool. You get Soboslai, Gravenberch, and around your friend McAllister. You ever discuss say why not the midfield through no? Jawumpa. Yes. Name question of the day. No, which club was the first to win the UEFA Champions League in its current format since 1992-93? Yeah, but I think that we've gotten even a new format. Asat a new format here or mobile, a league format here or mobile. Why did it can't 1992-1993? And he started here the new UEFA Champions League. Yes, it's an edition from European Cup and by UEFA Champions League. Why not J first? Oh, answer. Yeah, the Ebema na bibi etu makoye. Chama me ma akwaba.
This to major so.
Bibi ay come there.
Me adu bibi boko.
Right. Yen hwe ndra. The team na before I be hwe the midfield through.
Yeah.
Okay, we be a bit distract about Endra game. Yen hwe ndra game no.
Okay. This to my chair for na yamo bi akwaba. Nra mse ira game ni mu ye ba. Nra one thing I make can say this game a gamer, you know that PSG is going to dominate the game. But I think that Mikel Arteta listo no second half or manage game ni. And I know some catch a game where a gamer full of tactics and game management. In the no tactics are PSG di come no. It has been something that listo this is where PSG even especially games in the Champions League it happens a lot. Your style. And you see, the coach is not about that total footballist or Opia one style or the ball or like how they initiate the attack, how are they building up, and how are they creating the chances. In today, and I'm sure say a lot of coaches are students of the Johan Cruyff Academy, and how Johan Cruyff born total football. But we are on the style. Johan Cruyff the main tiki-taka analyst or no bono. You how an Pep Guardiola. So that tiki-taka no one the days are OJ treble man Barcelona with Messi mo any Iniesta money Zavimo. But it got to a time list all. People ebe who that tiki-taka again and my Pep Guardiola sasani role. It drew baby no. And the total football is say players be rotate, especially our up front. In as much as we are stagnant number 9, we wingers no, but double number 8, double number 10, they rotate between the pitch. Create overload, create space. My players no make create chances, any players no make ball. In the now over the years, Pep Guardiola list all. It do no ball the Portuguese right back and no born as a left back no. Joao Cancelo. Or many that invention no. And they do baby no. Now the 2 center backs no. Or some John Stones. Eba 50% defense, then the 2 full backs no, and so stay. So whenever they are defending, list to all, they have 5 men at the back. They have 5 men in front of goal. Some make match go. They both defense and attack, or men or whatever the situation no, or make me a clear ball. No. And you who say Mikel Arteta because Arteta is a student of Pep Guardiola. In the Arteta so by list to all, also starting invention behind all this Zinchenko by Zinchenko was doing that. And you who say they do baby now Lewis Kelly and so the same thing for Ricardo Calafiori so and so by Yahu Enzo Maresca. And then another coach about Premier League now record, one of the few coaches main first season list all the Premier League, which is Iron Slots. Only Dutch ni Ofri baby Johan Cruyff no. So he also played the total football. But in your approach no, different. One man latras anymore. They stagnant for ball. Then Gavin McCoy number 6 then anytime when they are defending man to man marking, they will make sure say one defender will be free. So now be on bit me a possessing, on bit me screening, I clear all the loose balls up, into the spaces me friends then after Gavin back any the back four no, Ubenya McAllister, Zoboslai, Mohamed Salah, Ruben Dias, and Diego Jonathan and Darwin Nunes, 5 players up front. And then they adiba quiet key coach na say positional display any rotation ya dey cause you list to. But I know a game no list to want me share first 1 minute 30 seconds Arsenal for the home see personal because looks like no mobile home in no. They wanted to that hybrid press high press no affect almost so much. In the so check it the first picture now. And they as a card better so my list to all. So check it PSG for now. How almost start to play no? And I'm sure say if they are attacking now in the normal circumstance, a 4-3-3 formation or mobile. But if they're in possession, pretending Nuno Mendes no or no Koko 2 center backs no. Now Koko so mobile back 3. With 2 pivotal midfielders in the space of Abranta and then João Neves and Vintia right in front of ASL 2 midfielders. And nobody say Hakimi or more. So Hakimi will go. So they will have 5 people and 5 defenders and 5 players at the base and 5 players at the attacking third of APH or Mutino. And mostly how they build up no list all 2 times or more 2 how they build it up. And they rely on the individual brilliance and the qualities and attributes of the players on board. And it's the coaches being list to all. Whenever more style of formation they need a certain kind of players be more meeting them about that style of play number. Whenever they are playing in a list to all, or we invite pressure the back Nuno Mendes side ho. And Nuno Mendes Banabo said they will open defense center backs and open so wide. Whenever open wider, or ball no or money goalkeeper and ball, and no me invited pressure number so over press here. Both João Neves, Vintinha, Nuno Mendes, William Pacho, and Marquinhos. Whoever so pressure more. But listen, you share the first picture. No? This is the picture. Marquinhos, Apian body, Nuno Mendes, and Saka, and Trossard, Martinelli, and Merino. Air pressure more so high. Until you invited pressure no, at the about the left side. But listen, the moment you invited pressure about the left side no, with the 3 defenders, Nuno Mendes, William Pacho, and Marquinhos. No. You see Fabio Ruiz say as or running or making us be at least what dream or say on be born out to Fabian Ruiz or so Declan Rice will follow Fabian Ruiz to open the space. So listen all I'm approaching and say if they are building from the back, they make sure say we midfield no and no front three no more press no. There will be a space between them and no back four and our back five in the back no. So na be whenever team the ball come either Ousmane Dembele, Desire Doué, and I say Vicha Kvaratskhelia and any of the players up front, it will be 5v5. And listen, trust me that with the kind of wingers, any players at least PSG one, omunya 5v5 ombekun say Bracola 1v1 situation. That is the best attribute. Vicha Kvaratskhelia, muye 2v1. He will make sure so the ball in the film. Same as Desire, they are no yet the most skillful player in your setup. And once again, the duo in the team, which is Ousmane Dembele, at least or yet nimble-footed, or Nusubetimi Akelemo. So that is the Omo plan. And then I will keep perfectly wanting. So my second picture now, as I can first second picture into Sumai here. In the moment I born anybody, Fabian Ruiz hono. Sorry. Born anybody Nuno Mendes hono. When we say Vitia and Archie Mikel Merino or the neighbor. And then Abratia 2 players no Declan Rice. So when we say Fabian Ruiz adan nenia all go into space edan nechi. So Declan Rice to aid nechi. And then Oshe babia Martinelli ni obia for be but right now no. Ousmane Dembele a move by the space na eda middle hono. And one one midfielder which is João Neves. Whenever Ousmane Dembele eba into the middle no, João Neves goes deep. Into the João Neves mon koka Desire Doué Hakimi ewo animu ho so that ombe occupy the left back and the 2 center backs no ho to create space for Ousmane Dembele to initiate on attack. Until one with the second picture now. And they list all. You share the third picture now. They did the same thing with Liverpool. So I'm born na kwaya Konate ko born to Dembele Boshem. Same thing. So we share picture now. Jota, Salah, any Liverpool players no or more press or more inverted pressure about the left side. Right now the fourth picture, so I come on the fourth picture no. Omo manipulate sending ombe vacate Liverpool players ning na from the middle central areas on the aqua left wall into the washer. Liverpool players in air press it to the white and what should be a Dembele na. Now the fifth picture. Oba check the fifth picture. Oba say Dembele list all. Omo vacate pressure on the call left on. Liverpool players ning na track here that side. Right now Dembele is just closer to the center circle. Ojiboa about be 3v3. And one thing is whenever Dembele Jibo be list all, the best option so the call flanks. The best option flanks. They need the sixth picture. Dembele Jibo in the center circle. And the washer Liverpool defenders 4. Medical and Liverpool how defend no. Or no yes how we be. The 4 fullbacks ni now ho then Gravenberch. In the washer Gravenberch ne di Dembele chino. Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson Arnold. They are all attacking. And right now, Kvaratskhelia, any desire they will ati Praga and Dembele, ever ball not to flanks. The moment a ball do flanks, no, they will Hakimi will join Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, and they will get as much as 6 to 5 players up against 2 players from year 5 and 6. So what they do is who press someone higher, or the attention in the left side. The moment I will press them so high, they will find ways and means of finding Dembele in the pocket space. And sometimes, apart from some years, and they did the same thing against Liverpool. And as I can find the 7th picture, and so the Omoni Monaco Bono in the league. Listen all, check that picture too. Same display. Monaco players now press them about the left side, either the left side or the right side. They have the same approach. But in terms of the left side and right side, they have ways the air attacking and remember right side attacking so. And Russia. Checking Monaco players Monaco list they have 6 players in front of our back 4. And that 6 players no, this is the same situation where Nuno Mendes, Aboboama, Ousmane Dembele in the pocket space and a half space, empty space it won't feel you right now. Dembele Jibo no 10 yard or a nimble footed Obitimabo right, Obitimabo left, but the offshore space that ho no Abobo not to ho. Same thing on against Monaco. Right now, you check the next picture. Olympic Marseille and Olympic Lyon, any PSG. This is from the right side. and so much plays in right side. The next thing is that and Fabian Ruiz aba into the pockets. And a Ruiz edgy ball now. The next option is say Obebo either desire day and a Carrasqueda ni Hakimi mu or more right or more running through the first right channel and as Obed Sunny and about the diagonal pass to a Nipacrot player now or the left side which was Bracula or starting side game with that very game. Into what your game now, they make sure say Ombe manipulate it to one side or making sure so be pressing very high because Omu build it up, Omu build it up very deep. Center backs and that center backs, Pacho, Marquinhos, and Nuno Mendes, no, Omu build it up very deep. Into number pressure, there will be a lot of space between midfielders and attackers and who defenders. No, that is where Ousmane Dembele, João Neves, any Fabian Ruiz, Eddie Omejumano, Baku making runs, two number making runs, or more more attacking the space behind the defenders. Barcelona defenders won't mean Bam attack Ousmane Dembele. And the normal circumstance, Arsenal for Nibiga say Saliba the name Marky Dembele, but now Sanka Saliba Mumia day, and so Eddie Dembele Chico midfield. But that was situation whereby nay Abraham desire day any João Neves Akoko campaign to Abraham Kiwo. And then it's a Oko Bebra. That's a boy who could do desire na João Neves up against Kiwa. About being 2v2 and yes to last man and our max man anyhow. In the next picture Dembele nya ball share unya ball. The best option is or the back flanks. That was a situation whereby any Liverpool defenders Arsenal defenders no which was Saliba any Kiva Muinano attack Abraham and the Ruben Fabian Ruiz or running into space and then they play and they second than hono Abraham and the Vicha Kvaratskhelia or creative space in the Kvaratskhelia. Right now, you share the next picture. Kvaratskhelia born list Onya born Fabian Ruiz was also there. So the Clan Rice echo share nechi. And we say what Abraham and the Saka and about 1v1 omunim say Kvaratskhelia very good. So what he has to do is Rice back to stop Kvaratskhelia from entering the box. And then the moment I released Rice free box no more call Echo Boy Timbaro. And they were 4 players. Liverpool Arsenal 4 players at least of a number. Saka, Martin Odegaard, Trossard, and Martinelli. I feel no more. And that moment, Kvaratskhelia ball no. I feel na Saka Eben, Trossard so Eben and Odegaard. I feel no mina ever do 18 bucks in him. And it was a one-touch ball from Abraham and the Ousmane Dembele. In the no at least in the first 3 minutes into the game, Omu bait no in Arsenal. So it looks like Mikel Arteta video analyst for I think that they didn't know how better, but they believe that if some pressure very higher, but this is something that PSG they've done it several times against Manchester City, against Aston Villa, against Liverpool in the French league. They've been doing that, and there are several ways to hurt them. And then Arsenal for now, yes sir, especially into the second half. And I'm starting so right now. List you share the last 2 pictures no. Second for the last but one into Smami. The moment Arsenal for making sure as a list change how they play no. How I'm pressing no. I'm 1v1 1v1 marking no. They also change how I'm build up no. And here Washa Omochi Boni Mama almost started from Nuno Mendes. Then Kwakoma Marquinhos, then Vintia. And so by drop to the right side as unable the right back. Then they will have 4 players at the base. Then Hakimi will go into the middle. So the moment Vintia Beko Hono, so Martinelli and Rice and Marino never press here. Hakimi will just drift because Hakimi a player because of the pace, no team the ball running. Tom the ball no man or 10 years now, he will take on the player no by pressing. Then I create 3v2 against Arsenal players no more. That is Lewis Kelly any Kiwo. Internet Neves or Kvaratskhelia or the moment of bench or possible on their man Neves will play the ball back to Hakimi. Then they will play a diagonal pass in behind the defenders. 2 players and so are running in between. Same as the last picture. So Hakimi Jibo not the man desire day. I'm press my 4 players, but I'm 3. The best option is the desire day. If Hakimi pay, he will start running. The Hakimi will lob the ball. Now, say who speed abrabechim, who skills abrabechim, then Kiwo will also come up against ADO. Then Oma will create a 3v2 situation, a 3v3 situation. Then no, PSG for this all, Oma perfectly how the coach wants them to play. In the you know, so almost start to build up. Now Oka so be beti omwa. Ube di omechi akoko yeah. Omo afi no omayen ebecho. And after that, if you want to play them, they they also defend very well. Omu lusu ball na no maba. And you see, anytime biara minim say, I know a game no. You will now understand why anytime I'm afraid Joao Felix, Joao Neves, they go look at with Flelisto. And no who clearance, two crucial clearance no here.
Yeah.
One from Merino.
Yeah.
And was it Saka? I think you say penalty.
Yeah.
Two crucial clearance. I go scoring opportunity. I play anybody ball on a show. O free most of the nine show. The reason why Joao Neves, my friend in N'Golo Kante with flair no, I think that people ehuzani manu or Ranian Kasa. Two crucial clearance and a Branton here. And it's to all. You look into the game. Now share a PSG for players now. Individual brilliance. Ebo mu ye pa. And no na me no hana na ye check it. Abrante way. Vintia. The passes are in the game.
Yeah.
Definitely if Vintia eba. This oyen said the Herrera. And the Hazard sometime you know. And yes I will get then. The passes in the ball. And because of the total football on bono. That is when Joao Neves and Fabian Ruiz will also tell you that they are also good passers of the ball. Into the kind of players are coaching one and listen, Nuno Mendes after the game, UEFA Champions League make social media handles post their brands and say or lock it down Salah and then or lock it down Saka. And no Saka 7 dribbles attempted. And they move 4-5. The only one who dribble past Brandt and Nuno Mendes was just once. Then at least Nuno Mendes game by numbers. And out of 11 duels, Nuno Mendes at least or winning more 10. And no winning 5 tackles. And the area duels 4 and no winning we need 3 times possession in the game. More than any defender. Sasso 3 clearance, 1 interception, and then a list 1 year foul into the game. Because when you say Saka, what you know for the foul at a dangerous area or be affected. No, at least all. Vinti has to complete more passes than any other player. So they may predict the more passes as Obiano. And now Kasem obey my 80 passes. And I'm sure say he will do more than that. And only 94% pass accuracy. And I'm sure say he is the orchestrator, the registrar for 8 man at the PSG. And at least all no. Ababeka won PSG for list all. Oman winning 5 of Oman last 7 away knockout games in the Champions League this season. As many as winner Oman in the previous 16. Omo boy in some years ago. And list all. Anytime we are met in a Champions League, I can just say check the number of teams at least all. Imagine the Champions League for this past seasons. If we goalkeeper any influential, we goalkeeper and make crucial saves forget. Internet for the last 10 years Madrid edge, you know how influential Thibaut Courtois has been. Even the last time at Chelsea, you that incredible season Edward Mendy the number of clean sheets, saves season Edison, Man City one of his best ever seasons for Manchester City. And then Branton make 5 saves. 5 crucial saves he deny Arsenal for them. And in such a games list all and now Marquinhos making 75 clearance in that game. And they William Pacho list all only did the top 7 leagues across Europe in players for possession. So you winning possession now yen also gaining possession. William Pacho LED and in fact list all who check the top 5 players you will find 3 PSG defenders in that list. William Pacho here first, Dayot Opemekano here second, Lucas Berardo. That is Berardo na list all. Say most of the time say Marquinhos and Obono. On share down by a lot of matches. So but you see, who check the top 7 leagues Europa. He the 3rd player in terms of possession winning and also winning possession. And then Abranta and then Marquinhos and so a cancer list no. So top 4. ubenya PSG players in 3 e was a eyinim. So it tells you say the system no obo no list all omu players no they are so good at it omu bobo ni ye. And that is when biomedical can say apart from say collective display the players individually they will live up to expectation, they will live up to the bill at every particular game. And it was one of the Dembele I share say in the list all I was say Dembele didn't the Ballon d'Or conversation. If PSG ultimately the Champions League now, I'm sure that even the top 3 players on through the podium, no, Ousmane Dembele should be part of that. 45 goals in 44 games so far this season. 45 goals and assists, goals involvement for Ousmane Dembele this season. And I know at least no player and a winning more was saying Nuno Mendes. But aside that, I know Arsenal for Medika say after that hybrid and high pressure pressing game number man PSG into the second half, that 1v1 marking on me and Ebebo Omuye. But I know this to make catch say if Arsenal at home they are very good. Omuye unbeaten in 8 games. And definitely, I mean, who game no like say in the full time drawing. If there's any team going to win, me might ask na double chance. But then now back I say, me catch you say, if PSG win this game, I won't be surprised if omo tactics omo the corner, omo koni yena say Arsenal for if Felix omo yomo because one they have players omo very good former, omo show goes day in day out. And then no idea they affecting Arsenal for no. They had crucial chances. Bukayo Saka. Chances so nyaye and not Donnarumma save here. And then no, I think that Martinelli Kiliomo, he had a lot of chances and then no, he didn't live up to expectation. The chances so nyaye no or say a lot of chances and Ambomo. But I think that sometimes we need to have a serious conversation about Martin Odegaard, especially this season. And no, he was a mere passenger in the game. A mere passenger in the game. Or no, or press here when we need any press bia. He couldn't even contribute to a lot of chances I'm creating here and never be break course in no. I feel that if any Jorginho and now a brand any Thomas they partake in prayer and can even if partake were around company and can also come team drop Odegaard because they are kind of footballer PSG for the you need such kind of players. Some kaya a prayer Aston Villa any PSG by one make say only PSG but a game of midfield battle. In the no, the second leg no. You know me, ebo 4 midfielders. Bobubaka Kamara, ebo Unana, ebo Magin, esanso bo Abraham and Yuli Telemans. Omu making sure say they won't say even Telemans any Magin press players are 2 players omo honom ko press krana. They will still have players in the middle omo enkonkoshes omo omma Dembele enya that spaces no.
Sandra Arsenal so bo 4 midfielders.
No, sir, and for
Obo Marino.
Sack Rice and Odegaard.
Rice and Odegaard.
Yes.
Okay, 3 midfielders.
Okay. And you see, the moment you name me a blockade that midfield channel. Listen, even on museum, use the flanks, Nuno Mendes, any Hakimi more. It's a medical Luis Enrique. No, they have so many ways of building up Omotimino. But yesterday they lost that game because the midfield battle no break here no they couldn't find ways and means to make them find this Luciano or the flanks whenever Ube operating midfield. And then no Odegaard was a mere passenger in the game. And then they use Arsenal for no list all they need attackers. They need a right winger more goals and also a striker more goals. But despite the fact that Arsenal created a lot of chances and Donnarumma make it 5 crucial saves and I think that Ramos and Bracola chances no say no. These were chances and not Arsenal for no. Pressy, Umenia Brisson commit me. I pull one back. And if Sabos Nina to Malisto would have been a done deal for a Yetmanding at a PSG. But I mean, coming into the game, it's going to be very difficult, especially the second leg. I'm on focus and cannot part and can go now. Dembele share no. Listo. Come back and party beba class are born. But the situation. How a PSG for list or mobile if Thomas Partey Oma and one who's a Fabian Ruiz area box in Muno on can say oh Dembele how they set up their team almost a team say oh press more high near Bukama they will short you one player and definitely the space never can if a man take you on from box man can go shorter the space never can so if Partey Bobia and commitment controlling game no at the ama Arsenal. But despite the fact that Obe stopping them from scoring another Dembele particular goal no, if you fan Kasem, Ebianka that particular game Grand Corner, Kapate wouldn't be in that channel to go and clear the ball. But yes, Arsenal felt the absence of Thomas Partey. And it's something that we have to also yeka. He felt the absence of Thomas Partey. And aside that, I think that Lewis Kelly, a drew baby no more who say invention no more yen. Now for desire doing Joao Neves and Hakimi, or use the right side. So Lewis Kelly wasn't able to do that invention and all or the boy running in midfield in the first half anymore. And it's idea it affects you very well. So it means to this game, if Arsenal can pull something back, especially in the second leg at least, they have to win. They have to score in the first 50 minutes. And aside from that, maybe who Odegaard, I want to start Odegaard in that game, especially in the second leg. Ombo Partey, Rice, and Merino, midfielders no. Nay, Ombo Trossard. Say even if Obe start Odegaard, Odegaard, Obe start Odegaard, it means that Merino force 9 Obebano, Obe Sanso drop deep, so that Martinelli and Saka will be the only outfield players. Players. So this, I think that the second leg will be a game more year. And at that time, PSG and Mikel Arteta, I can say you cannot dominate them for the whole 90 minutes. It's not possible. Wakache General said, forget it. The born a PSG for born. They have the right players. So the coach mentioned said you cannot dominate them. Forget it. That is what Mikel Arteta can't hear with the post-match conference. But what they are doing is they will do their best to also dominate the game and also create chances or more Arsenal for the beating the enya. And they are sure goals. So I think that they are no idea. PSG did very well. PSG did very well. Yepa or born home or more than the game plan Arsenal for no so many guys for they almost getting to 2 years. Arsenal for consider more than 2 goals. Okay. And they defend very well. Okay. But then Bracola ne Ramos goals no munya was a chance no one committing na accommodate a silly game. So to me I think that tactically the game was very nice right from the onset. They almost demonstrated the tactics both coaches know. But next time if Arsenal could press so high, I know that they will need some measure that first goal. Almost press them that all pressing any bima first 10 minutes I will pack the prince. And you must a PH bet another goal.
Okay. Right. You're sharing in a game no. You're sharing a game no. Inter Milan form no. IABB or Inter Milan form no shadanye. Share players are okay, the probable lineup no. Barcelona Szczesny, Kunde, Kubasi, Indigo Martinez and Gerard Martin. Abrante Feno, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, and Ferran Torres. Then Inter Milan, Jan Soma, Bisek, Acerbi, Bastoni, Dumfries, Nicola Barella, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Rick Mkhitaryan, Dimarco, and Lilian Thuram, and Martinez. I think it's a major boost for them because Thuram and knock. Yes, this is the probable lineup. Menya players are almost kind. Badi Mobi, Bernal, Ensu Mobi, Marc Casado, Mbobi, and Robert Lewandowski. My brother friend Joachim Correa, Oman registered for the Champions League. Pavard, ankle injury, and Carboni, and so injury. These are the probable lineup. Yeah, likely say better because yeah, and then Ray semi-final game out because we study Olympic Louis Companies. Barcelona and as our stadium way then can we say Spotify Camp Nou is still under construction in the Barca Airborne Olympic Stadium hall. on minti a game no, but before I be call a game no, my main J a year Benedict Adventure war a year Endra game no Benedict Makwaba. Yes, Endra game no, then a call wrong the mass and then a call right at the ma Paris Saint-Germain 1-0. Now score line was it something I was expecting?
Yes, I think in draw me can have a game no both teams about the same lineup. That is the 4-3-3, but Ubia 4-3-3 no was senior bono. In Tindra me cheche mu ye panses. Arsenal some take advantage of Paris Saint-Germain team now. Hakimi side ni so mu take advantage of. Into bisa as a players me jidi so mbeti me a key figure in the Arsenal setup me bo Martinelli din because he was the one facing Hakimi side no. Now Osha Mendes against Saka. I think Mendes me some boss so minjin this Mendes be kunin bebre because of the presence of Saka into Bernard Jones or best stay back. Paris Saint-Germain set up every time or more bono. They attack with more than 5 players. In Tinube who's a desire they no about the right wing position. Ube who's no nenam kwa scale aside or Ube who's a Dembele so echo occupying the right wing position and Dembele so I drop here back the left wing position. This type of formation, Luis Enrique wa master ni ye pa inti sa only you into a game. Na went me and try and pin in the back. Obet me I take advantage of a setup na draw. In the first 3 minutes to 4 minutes, and a Paris Saint-Germain didn't go. But Yanko Omugo ni mu ye pa. Asaka the first way in bet I think yen starting free the last clip the massacre no. Say in draw before Dembele pick a ball on the free center line or there bano. Na at that particular moment, Utimu say Arsenal no more about Declan Rice any Merino as their double pivot and about Kobe na afide about Kwakunim. In that particular role, no, and a Thomas step at about Arsenal. But in draw time at Dembele pick a ball no day bano. There wasn't anybody present. It was our DM rule. No. In Tube who say on any day, say Obi or normal CDM. That is the position of Bejina on the field. Send the team elusi ball na ball na ball muswa inti who players bit say Paulinia who players bit say we are friends and Kaisedo at that particular room to Dembele the ball na by nyama mienu or foul no e was our center line ho and son of the ball na do on half no and na say obed dada na jibo na finish him. That is the rule at DMs be play football but so Arsenal team no man ka Thomas Partey will game no man that will be the positioner in Thomas Partey bet me ejina in kasa Dembele ball no it will be very easy for Thomas Partey to pick it up. The second frame now it will blue and red no Utimu say Declan Rice after Dembele ABT no at the pass no come acquire Scalia no the next thing I can say Rice yeah say as a DM follow right back no or marking a left winger ubehwe the available space obetimi then a square ball na to mfinfi but on the night you who say baby ana nke say Declan Rice ejina baby ana red line ekopem but os oba ebebo timber because no feel say kwa scale betimi apa timber ho no pa ne ho anu etima pick that second ball be no enye a CDM ejuma that cover should have been for maybe one of the center backs now CDM na occupy that role for Dembele obe join here and in the third frame even though so obe join here no na Merino no so so cover Emma Declan Rice no onu nso hu baby na ogina otimi hu Dembele yi but wan close Dembele enu na result in ta goal no I think say with this breakdown ma Arsenal fan bia hu say ejuma Thomas Partey eye wo team no esu yi papa na ndra ball no mo boy no ya titi nsem say Arsenal has ombe renew Partey contract. Now within draw game no, one key point a Thomas Partey contract no mutimi no mu renew. In draw on the night Martinelli me can ha say obi betimi a goal e free ni ho. In draw oni Trossard they weren't clinical at all because onya Paris Saint-Germain na unya chances na say o convert here ese utimi she ni na and they didn't take their chances. I think Luis Enrique by into this game though said they are being more attacking minded, but Wanyana being said they are coming to explore too much because the Aston Villa game no man who say over England now try say will explore these English teams they will take advantage of you. And Nunti Nduani who say Joao Neves, Vitinha, any Fabian Luis, na dey so mubeko the final third of the game because one person more solid e won fifi. But I think Adia say Arsenal they go into the second league or Paris. They say they need to go into the game with a plan. The weakest link Paris Saint-Germain team near me, that is Hakimi and Fabian Ruiz. If you can take advantage of these two people, you can win. Yemshe Hakimi starts. Indra Olusu 11 duels in the game. To right back, it's me Lusu 11 duels in the game. Yeah, dribble passing 3 times in the game. So meaning say if you are to explore a particular position on the Paris Saint-Germain setup, I think in the second league, Arteta is about with a plan between Trossard and Martinelli. It's about chain. Based on say ube here, Mijidi said the second league Thomas Partey beba. So meaning Marino beko the first 9 rule ne obono. So between these two, with me, I want him to try explore, and yet trying to put Saka on the left wing position. I didn't make Kasa and say so or the Saka to the left wing position. It's either two things. Either so we take advantage of where friend is a Hakimi or Obama Hakimi and drop it to the extent that Hakimi into me joining attack. Into me inquires our final third passes no man go in the ban. In draw during the game, Saka nya a chance ebe Gina that the left wing position. And he did a fantastic cross. Martinelli na into me and Carboni, to me would have brought in a goal for Arsenal because of course they born to the extent that Donnarumma stretches saying who into me and Carbon. So I think in the second leg, I saw to me try no explores and then put Saka there. Now we have friend is saying play Nafa in 1 year we are very quick on the ball. For 1 year to be Pini, your friend is saying Mendes. Now if you Utiminya those fullbacks sitting deeper. Now you can get a chance to defensively be solid. Go. I think the game need here. Nkosi newe 1-0 victory, especially at Emirates and Arsenal has on Beshego near Adebakwa. Arsenal needs to get their game with Thomas Partey, with say Arteta bit me 1 or 2 changes. I think they can get a result of France.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure a game no.
Yeah.
Vicente.
Yes. Okay. List on the game no is going to give us an exciting game. And I think that Barcelona 15 years ago, when are these two teams Asia in the semi-final and Inter share Barca back in 2010. But right now Barcelona are hoping say me Inter Milan free. In fact, these two Barca they are having a fantastic season. The league now or especially both in the Champions League and the La Liga now having made it through the semi-finals. These two Barca are hoping so meet me reach the semi-final for the first time since 2015 or more. And 2 years ago Inter Milan equal final INA team at the Manchester City FA Cup from Muslim. But looking at Hansi Flick since joining Barca this season, especially in the European campaign list or more rated and more games so boss so far in the Champions League. Omutimi enya goals omunya the average goal omunya per game 3 points. It means that games so boss so far this season average 3.1 goals per game. Only Hansi Flick team Bayern Munich and then averaging more in finishing second behind Liverpool that time. That is Bayern Munich. Omutiminya 3.2 goals. The time now Hansi Flick coach Bayern Munich for them. But then they omunya decisive 4 win against Dortmund Ekokolusu 3-1 Germany. But upon all in a list and they Barca team they score a lot of goals. Almost a lot of goals here, and they yes, and they also coming to play against Listo and Inter Milan side also defending very well. They almost to me keep a lot of clean sheets and they watch check here La Liga Barca for them. Already 23 games out of 26 games they have only lost just 1 to Dortmund in their last 28 games at least so far this season. And what check is what Inter for us list they are unbeaten in their last 15 UEFA Champions League home games. Inter for especially some Giuseppe Meazza then some and you see almost 4 points clear of opponent in the Barca for 4 points clear of rivals Inter Real Madrid in the league, are there chance so but looking at Inter Milan team no, they also defend very well. And so I say the best attacking team in the Champions League this season, and the best defensive team in the variable. And now check here, Inter for list in their last 2 defeat in their last 20 Champions League matches no, and no more coaching baby on the 50th game. Obabe the 7th Italian coach or not reaching this milestone about I don't know or winning more games than any other Italian coach about more than 50 UEFA Champions League games ultimately reaching the 50th slot or but you see you look at Inzaghi team no, they don't score a lot of goals especially in the Champions League this season but I say 37 goals and Inter 19 and they don't check the pairing now looks as if Barca share only 2 times the number of goals team and Inter for Ashen this season. But aside that, apart from a more defensive approach, they defend so much. And then they defend it back to back, common time conceded goals with Inter Milan team. They are more 13 unbeaten game streaker. Omubabesha Milan and Inter Milan for Ebabecho Mashom. So let's go into this game. It's going to be an interesting game. But don't check how both teams are. And they and the taxes this game because check the game apart from Barca for 37 goals and they list all Inter Milan for defensive wall Adiana Benjamin Pavard he has been integral part team and they had the Inter Milan team list all and they will pray for him and how they attack they rely so much more right center backs and more left center backs the magic in how attack it. In the say Inter Milan ball now. Almost start attack from right center backs and left center backs to become full backs. Then either Barella and Hakan Chanoglu, especially Barella, will also drop. Then they will have 4 players and your full backs will right wing fullback and the left wing fullback will join attack and the right center backs will also turn as the fullbacks and you omit me so in your more numbers or attack and your more numbers in defense. In the Russia, at least consider just 33 goals this season, and consider 8 UEFA Champions League clean sheets out of the 11 games at least so far in the Champions League. In the defenders of Dimarco, Pavard, Acerbi, Bastoni, players at least and no makes me but only important thing is Bastonia Unya a lot of friends because he was suspended in the game the previous week, and Bastoni backer also one of the most exciting young defenders in the world football currently. And then if Inter Milan is going to win at least they will need Nicolo Barella to do the needful. They will need Nicolo Barella to do any progressive passing because at least check the Premier League, the Champions League this season. Nicolo Barella play a little only in progressive passes in the 90 minutes. 12% progressive pass rate, that is 90% echo because this all checking the progressive passes now 7.1 and obo in every game per 90 in a game. And progressive pass how almost defending to play a progressive pass just 25 yards from the opponent's goal post they are very little because they attack with 2 strikers and they have 2 midfielders. That is Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Henrik Mkhitaryan. Count these 2 players plus a full backs. That is Dimarco and Brandt and the Dumfries. And they go into the game list to go. And they Dumfries a bet Miabo. And I'm expecting that with the absence of Brandt and the Benjamin Pavard, Bishek a bit Miabo. Then as a Kamayan Inter Milan for list of how I'm build it up. Check how Inter Milan for a build it up. First picture, and they won't say RCB and a left CB, which means that with a 3-back system, list of bottom, the left center back mostly either Acerbi na mostly or no about the left center back. Any Abraham and Eddie Benjamin Pavard will also play as the right center back. But then Pavard Embo, so it means that Bisek will fill in for Abraham and Eddie Benjamin Pavard, and Pavard has been having a lot of good season because of how Inter Milan for list or omoyo omoyi intene Stefan de Vrij and Asebi Jemfifia either Bastoni any Pavard mo any right center back today. Let's take it say the right center back no Pavard and the left center back which is Bastoni and then the one was Nicolo Barella I drop here by any Stefan de Vrij omo and the Fontene if they are attacking and omo possessive ball they have 4 players at the back. They move right center backs no done it the full backs then they have wing backs no wing full backs no will also join Thuram any Abranta in the Lautaro Martinez up front then Dumfries Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Henrik Mkhitaryan so will occupy the middle space to send a be a mob attack here a mood shape na 4-2-4 situation whenever they are in possession. Right now let's watch the second picture. The second picture so this is a situation whereby at least my possessive game na Eddie Drew the attacking third earth or more opponent no into no a midfielder any Asebi any player na the left center back which is Bastoni and the right center back which is Abranta Benjamin Pavard like the wing backs now anymore until they will have a lot of men in the box. They will have their DiMarco on the left wing back, they will have Dumfries or the right wing back same as Thuram, Lautaro Martinez and Henrik Mkhitaryan and Hakan Çalhanoğlu also in the box and Bako Barella also sits in front of the box. So whenever they attack is very dangerous. Right now let's look into how Omobiodi Apahawa Omutimi attacking the spaces behind opponent no money bottom. And this is an Inter Milan for right rotation from Omoba. This is the right center back. Whenever Pavard Nyabo at least the first option is the man Abranta and the Dumfries. Or only the right wing back no. And it's a Pavard Nyabo no the Dumfries. You will see either Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Barella who is closer to the situation. I call the left side Barella about the right side Hakan Çalhanoğlu Çalhanoğlu will come close to Dumfries or no Babejibo. So Babejibo means that Dumfries run going to this means what that yellow box now. At that one, there's a card in the next picture, but the Inter for the yellow box at the hand, which is whereby Pavard a possible in the ama Dumfries. Right now, Dumfries got 2 options. Either so we play ball in the ama the midfielder no Orban and Obe Bobo no right into the space of right now no defender no attacking Dumfries now say Pavard is running into the space. So no be cover the space into Dumfries but so right now what Dumfries being say and the defender be close Dumfries will give the ball to the midfielder no Orban. Let's watch the next picture. Tomorrow Dumfries a pia ball in the ama Hakan Çalhanoğlu wawa beji ball then one pa obelo be ball na akwa create situation and in that space no obenya the first option say obe cross he will have either Lautaro Martinez and Abranta and Eddie Thuram to lobbing the game. Right now Inter Milan for list or omo attack here. How about Barcelona for defending no? If Barcelona were in possession now omo the ball no kwa they leave 2 defenders at the back which is Inigo Martinez and Abranta and Pau Kubasi. Then Frankie de Jong will sit right ahead in front of them. In the next Jerry Martin and Alejandro Bad in the beba. On no be call wide say Abranta and Eddie Juice Kunda. On no be call wide say be Rafinha and Lami Yamal a bit me crampy up front or send be meeting so a lot of overload. E wo team and dey opponent in the mountain. Adiba ko habasa this season say omo share team some mo 2 top list omo bre. Intene watch this season anytime be a Barca be share Atletico Madrid biano they almost they concede a lot of goals against Atletico Madrid. You game on ball 4-4. You game Atletico they can first game no they can share 2 goals because how Barca attack or just 2 defenders no any good strikers 2 up front ometima cause a very serious situation among Barca defenders now and a very serious at the moment. Intene as I can mind the last picture and so a gamer how many Atletico boy no situation nearby na baba Abranta the Alexander Solox and Julian Alvarez up against Kubasi and Abranta the Inigo Martinez and this boy picture hit result in the goal for Atletico Madrid team no in the game no list to Adipa quality for waiting their head say because of how a lot of players were wide a lot of players were in front of goal no major 2 players or 4 players at the base and at the back of our defense no and they bit more affected by the team no because of the highland number list they are playing 2 top Intene se Barella ST deep. Na Dumfries. Any Abrantani DiMarco, echo up, echo wide, Henry Mkhitaryan se echo join here. You have DiMarco, Mkhitaryan, Abrantani Eddie Thuram, Lautaro Martinez and Dumfries ewo why ne sa highline of bono. Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Barella. All they have to do is send the ball to the right channels and the right spaces. Into a situation whereby ball not to the right side. If Thuram make attempt, you have DiMarco and Henry Mkhitaryan picking the ball and that highline bas on makes me affect you. So with the kind of formation and the kind of build up and set up at Inter Milan, and likely they can beat this Barcelona's highline. You how Dortmund for setting up against Barca. How Dortmund for setting up. Dortmund for started that game. No, I remember say
it was a mere conclusion as a Barca for
no. Listen,
for
not Barca obviously. If not for that equalizer, Barca that game monument was a see the number of chances. Gurasi Museno.
I'm sure it's a close contest and the preparation, the approach.
If no close contest, because this is a team a little. How are Dortmund born the game in the first leg? It was a different game, no boy against Barca in the second leg. About 3-back system with Bastimbani, Abrantani, Eddie, Wadamal Anton, and Nicolas Sule. First leg, not Sule, suspended, so Sule and Timiambo. Obo Abrantani, yes, or the free bench by Obo Young Konto, and Abrantani, Eddie Simpson. List all, who check your game no boy now? Simpson, a lot of ratings in a Bastimbani. Any second Gurasi she go because anytime you are more attacking piano, they have Karim Adeyemi, Gurasi, any Baya, and any Abrantani Eden Mencha na Pascal Gross ewe nimo. Intene some omubo bona Simpson and Bastimbani players no omubo fullbacks no. Omubo run na cover ball no. That is Baya. Into some omubo bona Gurasi no run you. Baya no run bona wejai na Simpson every all the way from the back of ball. Then cover ball na they will have 3 players in the box on between label na mom. Into that game no working perfectly well for Borussia Dortmund. If Barella 8 million the progressive passes very right, I'm sure that DiMarco, Henry Mkhitaryan, say ball not to that side, you will see Thuram running. So cover ball. These players no Thuram a year off runner. DiMarco and Abrantani Henry Mkhitaryan will pick the ball out that space. Say ball so called the right side. Hakan Çalhanoğlu ever ball to the right space. You see Dumfries and Abrantani Eddie Dumfries and Abrantani Eddie Thuram also running that space, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu also running that space behind Ayomu defenders. No, intended Benjamin Pavard that free game no, idea be affecting Inter Milan. But if Bishek, I'll be replacing Pavard. Can even play 70% of how our Pavard a team the ball no come up from because if they are attacking, listen, they have as much as 6 people. 3 players left side, 3 players right side, and then the moment ball back into the box, you find Lautaro Martinez, any Abrantani, any Thuram at the right spaces. But many can say this Barcelona team, listen, they are well organized. Omo highlight number no, omo perfecting here, but yes, still they have weaknesses. And with me, I've expected that weaknesses now. And I did a bit me aboa. But yes, this is a team at least watch a lot of goals this season. Many can catch us on attack and then Lewandowski but you will see Ferran Torres with how our Inter Milan so born. If Ferran Torres any Pedro Munyo Munde no me ball accurate passes Ferran Torres will punish Stefan Gerrard any the 2 midfielders because we share the setup am the 2 jana. If Inter Milan attack here Omuja 2 players and not 3 players up front. And the idea a bit me affect Barca team ni yepa and Inter Milan team. Into the up front, what bet take huge chances. List all one about winning game. But yes, this is a team who defending very well. Any team list all also share a lot of goals. Lamine Yamal obe create chances. Onyabo bet me should go. Rafinha bet me should go at any time. And same as Abrantani the Pedri. So in the list all any game no team share a lot of goals. Any team was also defending very well. But how our intercept your team happen? If omu team make you more chances, and make you more passes righter, or make me punish Barca yepa. But the thing is, can they stop this team? And if almost stopping Barcelona from not scoring more goals, I won't be surprised because Oma keep 8 clean sheets. Omo concede a few goals. That is a team more a very good defensive record in the Champions League this season. In this game, I see Barcelona winning, but trust me, this game, listen to all. You be decided this game. Italy.
Okay.
Barcelona.
Nyane Fala.
Nyane Fala. So be a lot of goals.
Dortmund,
yes. Only a lot of goals, but I'm going for a double chance for FC Barcelona. Maybe a 2-1 victory or a 3-2 victory for FC Barcelona in this game.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah.
Yes, I think this game be very exciting. I mean, himself Kufo be Barcelona go home, and Barcelona go home need your be na against or be pick that victory now against Inter Milan. You share Inter Milan in the Champions League kakra. So what's the Inter Milan Champions League run? Adebako and they say okwa away a ya on person o ma share no. Nti kwan bia so defensively they are very solid e wo mo away games mo. Omo time concede away. This Champions League we concede goals bebre e wo home, that is 3 against goals our concede e wo away. So meaning to a team be okwa away a e your person o twi game no e free away no e the back home no be that particular home game no team show. This will be one game Inzaghi be call into the game or be na dream say he's looking at making their defense a bit solid, especially against one of the best attacking teams in Europe, that is Barcelona. In TNA, if they are to keep a clean sheet against Barcelona, that means they'll equal the record of Juventus and AC Milan in the European Champions League. Juventus and AC Milan and Itimia set a record of 9 clean sheets. In TNA or 8. Utiminya obentu betimia kwa 9. It will be a very difficult game for both sides. Yebeu said they will be missing players bit Pavard in their setup. I think Bishek Ebebemu Ababe replace Pavard. But if Inter Milan setup now, they will go into this game knowing that this Barcelona team will surely play a high line. And as they are going to play a high line, we need to breach those high lines. Into how are they going to do it? On Betmia, you see the likes of Lautaro Martinez, the likes of Thuram, any DiMarco, and they'll make sure say anytime the ball is in their half, no, they would watch that Barcelona high line. Ejuma DiMarco, Ejima Lautaro Martinez, any Thuram, they say every time they need to watch that high line and take advantage of it. Inter Milan also in the Champions League, a team be about home. Ushena. In the next 5-10 minutes, Omoyo Omadwin say they have to equalize that goal. Into a game, no, minimum Kufo be it's a defense against attack type of fixture. But anyone say we'll see a lot of goals in this game. The last time we share Barcelona home, it ended in 3-3. And Inter they share Barcelona 1-0. Italy or the uniform. So anytime Barcelona would make their mind to score a goal, Inter Milan will make their mind to also equalize. But Barcelona into me and take your chance and Shegula. We don't see this Inter Milan scoring maybe 1 or 2 goals ahead of Barcelona. The fixture would be very exciting. One thing about this fixture is that both teams know their strength and they are going to depend on their strength. Compared to Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain game more about they play the same style, but the dimensions need different. But with this one, Obia on the playing style, Barcelona wants to use the likes of Koundé and Jairo Martinez to stay back a bit, or they will come as force back in the middle to help. Not in terreno. That is Ferran Torres, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, any Daniomo. If Daniomo would play, those 4 would try to explore the Inter defense. But the Inter Milan setup is more of a 8-man back. So we are going to see Barcelona will lack a lot of chances up front. Say be a men up front against this Inter Milan setup. Senka, the likes of Lewandowski is available. It would be a good plus for Barcelona because his presence would occupy the likes of Acerbi, maybe Bastoni. They need to watch Lewandowski and make sure say he is clinical, so we don't give him the chance. Bene, the likes of Ferran Torres who like to drop and play the ball and find in spaces, which will be very difficult for Acerbi, Bastoni, any Bishek. So that would be one thing Ebeha Barcelona setup no. But the only thing that Inter Milan bet me take advantage of this Barcelona setup no. Ebejina nipa mienu so. Çalhanoğlu, how good he can be on the ball. And also Barella, these 2 players, say Mkhitaryan and best start here, they are made for 3. How good they can be on the ball. The moment they have the hold of the ball, no, how quick they can send the ball to the wings, either to DiMarco and Dumfries, and now through the middle to Lautaro Martinez or Thuram. If these 3 players can get maybe 1 key pass each, quality keepers each they can punish Barcelona. Because up front, to run Lautaro Martinez, so you can confirm you with 2. Now more 5 chances each. Mate Maka say Lautaro Martinez bet me 4. To run, bet me 3 or 2. So meaning say if 10 balls, it me call to these people they can at least convert on an average 5 out of those 10 chances. And with the Barcelona high line, today I'm not seeing them playing players like with Inigo Martinez. Maybe you start with Arroyo because of experience, because of someone who can battle the likes of.
I think that with how comfortable and the former, I'm sure that he's the most informed player.
Who?
I'm not sure so Obama Arajo has started.
Martinez.
Especially with what happened at Signal Iduna Park. Obviously, a Paul Kubasine, I never bought Indigo Martinez.
I didn't make her say I wouldn't like him to put in Martinez and say you would need somebody to mark the pace and also the strength of Thuram. Any Lautaro Martinez. Inigo Martinez has the strength, but does he have the pace? At the Inter Barcelona use a high line, a tough and a more stretched high line because of the likes of Martinez and Kubasi, sometimes striking back their pace. And Inter with Thuram and Martinez, they are not even allowed to draw back to defend. They are defending with 8 men. Into a moment, Jumani said they will pin those 2 center backs and make sure say Mumbo long balls near New Munko. And it's 2 things. It's either you are doing a strict man marking, senya nipa no man kwan po man fa ho, and now say you are making sure say nipa na oni ni gina ho no, he wouldn't even have the chance. Into ene make us say if these 3 players of the Inter Milan set up to get good games, they will punish Barcelona. How can De Jong, Pedri, and Dani almost stop this 3? These players are more ball playing players. They are not more of the aggressive type of players who make me call foot to foot to intercept every ball. You know say about out of these 3 are the best player to do those interceptions, say Pedri. But can he mark these 3 players of the Inter Milan setup? No. So if Obeko in for Martinez, fine. You won against Real Madrid. Time in the Copa del Real Madrid switch call a 4-4-2. They were using Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe. That is where the chances came. Martinez and Kubasi, they weren't able to match the speed and also the strength of these 2 people. And Nutin said later he introduced the likes of Arroyo for Martinez to occupy that left back position. Intino, I think he'll pick 1 or 2 from the Real Madrid game, but it will depend on the way he wants to stop this Inter Milan team. But saying I'm a boss, Inter Milan set up here. They go into games knowing say we will sit back, especially away games, they will sit back for you to play. Into a ball possession, then now be call in favor of team friend Barcelona. But Inter Milan will pick the moment and take their chances. So when Barcelona are attacking so well, they need to make sure say the likes of Koundé, the likes of Kubasi, if Martinez or Arroyo in the best start here, they need to make sure say they don't leave spaces in between. Tsenya Dimarco in the top 5 European leagues, he's the only defender or a lot of goal creating chances. So meaning say if you have this player against Koundé, he can get a lot of balls ahead of your friend and Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. So it will be a difficult game for Barcelona. They'll be playing home, and if Barcelona will qualify to the final, they need to win this game by a high margin, by 2-0 or a 2-goal margin. And when Barcelona is safe to qualify for that Champions League final. A 1-goal margin or a draw, Barcelona is free. Because Barcelona, anytime they'll play in any Champions League game, no call or go home first, no call they get out of the Champions League. We saw it against Roma, we saw it against your friend is in Liverpool, against Inter Milan, against Dortmund and Vicente Boston. The only mistake at Dortmund is in that second half, they wanted to explore that Barcelona high line or Kobo high line. And now so for him conceding 4 goals. And yes, and if they considered 1 or 2 on the night and come be Barcelona free. To Barcelona, about Champions League and who are the age now or away first. No about home second league no. So about home first the likelihood to be free no. They need to replicate the same thing they did to Dortmund. Get a lot of goals in the first leg and make sure that the second leg So we lose Ukraine, your home goals no ebe more qualify. So Barcelona intimi nya a 2+ goal margin. They are out of the Champions League.
Now Inter so form in the last 3 games. Even in the Champions League against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
We all know that Bayern Munich they've not been convincing, especially in the Champions League this season. But Obian himself in the first leg, the kind of chances we created against Inter team, they were not able to take them. I'm gonna call Giuseppe Meazza so. They were able to lead at some point in the game and still allowed Inter Milan to come. So it appears Inter Milan form. Osha ABR 4 weeks ago, you might say they are in top form. But in their from their Champions League against Bayern Munich,
That's against Roma this weekend.
no, even it's not even against Omo team but
Bologna.
Yes.
Bologna share no. And AC Milan share.
share no. And Roma so asaba share no.
Yes.
Omo form no nye.
Yes, but I think on form, no, especially Inter. So bisa maybe Inter fan be as between these 3 trophies, the end of person they would mention the Champions League ahead of every trophy available. At the Inter makers and they say after Jose Mourinho got them that Champions League in 2010, Champions League they've not gotten that closer unless Man City final now. They missed a lot of chances. And they couldn't get that Champions League final. It was theirs to win. That Champions League final, it was Inter Milan's Champions League to win. They just missed chances a whole lot. Inter with their bad form, yes, league a more stretched by 3 points. Coppa Italia umefrimu. But I think Inzaghi today, with the boys, they have nothing to be afraid of this Barcelona setup. At the Inter makers and they say the Champions League is one of the most important and most prestigious trophy. Inter Milan fan be a person mutimisa anjibio. Going 15 years without the Champions League in that film. We've seen clubs but tasting it and going 15 years without it, so they'll go into this game knowing say they are going into this game to make sure it's a first half of the 2-legged games. But Inzaghi, Inter Milan, they go into away games to draw. They go into away games to draw. Either they are drawing or they are losing by 1 goal margin. No, the Konifie. We had the Champions League. We Barcelona with a lot of goals. We Bayern Munich a team you also actually goals in the Champions League. We create a lot of chances. In the Champions League, only Bayern Munich when team has 3 goals against Inter Milan. Only 3 goals. They can goals at Inter Milan are conceding. One conceded just 5 goals in the Champions League. So meaning the best attacking team Oceano etimi any 3 goals. Meaning Barcelona has a chance to score. But how can they get the goals? And to make us say if Barcelona want to qualify with a record of Mukuta in the Champions League, meaning say they need to win comfortably. If they can't win comfortably, they are out. Because a 3-3 sending who here and a 2-2 and now maybe a 2-1 in the second leg, Inter Milan will surely punish them. So Barcelona has a lot to lose in this game. I think Inzaghi going into this game, no draw up, and that is how they've been playing. Even against the lower teams, Inter Milan beat me away, maybe against a smaller team in the Champions League, 1-0. That is what they need.
Okay.
This will be a game, and Barcelona needs to come out and play. With Indra, they see with us now. It should give them the example. Say sometimes you can play home, but okay. So you need to bring out all your men and make sure say everything will help them. I think Lewandowski is a big miss for them because he's one player. The chances now because of the experience. He can be able to find in spaces and convert those chances. Ferran Torres, if they get 1 or 2 chances not starting this year, they'll start overthinking. Now that be a problem. But I'm seeing a draw. I'm seeing a 1-1 or a 2-1, a 2-2 draw in this game because Inter Milan, their last 3 games, bad form, and I don't think it will show up in this game. They will come up strongly and try to beat this Barcelona team.
Okay, right. The no. ti yɛde nkyɛkyɛmu no nyinaa tumi ɛde abrɛ ɛnɛ Barca ɛne ɛyɛ Inter Milan hwan ɛna ɛkɔ UEFA Champions League final. Barca ɔmo final kyɛ yie papa mekae sɛ ɔmo ma ɛyɛ Messi captain ɔmo ma na ɛyɛ microphone ɔsɛ ɔpromise ɔmo Champions League afei deɛ ɔhyɛ obiara na ɔmo ahyɛ no very 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 long time last season wotumi say red card ɛna sesa bibia nka yenya ɛyɛ El Clasico final Dortmund ekoyi ɛyɛ Barcelona frame because of ɛyɛ red card Araujo ekoje ɛwɔ Camp Nou. Into this year they have another opportunity to get to the final, and to do final now they need to bring their Inter Milan. You need to be clinical. All your chances you create, make sure say you bury them, and bet my 4, bet my 5 because you the AC Milan there. Yes, you the AC Milan there, and even against Roma for now. They believe coach now Mukran and they say, oh, yes, one we can defend the 1-0. Because you Roma winning by 1-0. So Muko share team you ruthless against Roma. Never second Roma show me 4-5. But 1-0 now and it to me a cocoye. It's yan share a year Oscar Cray or Hormonafi. Yan fama a year for now. Yan sorry a year Jumadianaso.
All right. Okay, so the daily chops for the day, 2 games and I'm selected. Barca game, 4 belt builder selections, and a double chance for FC Barcelona, over 1.5 goals in that game, both teams to score, and over 9.5 corners in that game. Barcelona double chance, over 1.5 goals, both teams to score, over 9.5 corners in that game. And then the Denmark happened because of Brangby. Any Silkeborg bubble a double chance for Brown B. Code no 9K SY. 9K SY.
Okay, yeah. And then my selections near just on the Barcelona Inter Milan bet builder, and over 8.5 corners. It was our game. Over 2.5 bookings, and a second half 0.5, and Inter Milan also to score. It was our game. Tier 4 odds. Code no 2K SY.
Okay. I'm so mention a famous family and the Embra. Okay. Paphos Ebo Oko Cyprus. Paphos de meeting back up or boy into win or draw at the map Paphos and a Viking FK Ebo Viking FK no bed builder. Over 2.5 Viking to score 2. Over 2.5 Viking to score 2. And Anasa any Kawasaki frontally enable. We are semi-finals. Cristiano Ronaldo want to play the final of the Asian Champions League. That is the cup he want to win. And Ali for no Eche. Ahilal for no Bowman so 3-1 in Yasem to Accra. A match, me expect Anasa will score 2 goals and it will be over 2.5. Anasa will score 2 goals and it will be over 2.5. Petrojet any Alali Bebo. Alali for no they need to return to winning ways after disappointing elimination from the Champions League. It's Makose Alali win either half. Alali win either half. Uko Bolivia League ni mwa team bi wo me friend the strongest oni CD Real to Mayapo enable farmer the strongest home win. Now Barcelona any Inter Milan corners over 7.5 and a bookings over 2.5. Corners over 7.5 and a bookings over 2.5. Yes, we so me so me optional me de aba ha e wo honom. Yes, me optional me so me de aba wo honom. Ana 20 team no ana 20 start ne. Ana 20 competition and then start. Yeah. More expectation is 2 minutes na fe.
Yes, I think that the Fleet Africa I mean the continuous growth of your youth league. In fact, even the African Youth School Championship in Ghana, how I mean talented the players were under 20 tournament but I mean this time we're hoping say things will go in so well for them. the publicity and everything ensure that in issue, but we are hoping that the African countries are and a year hope participating. At least we will amplify these games. I know that Ghana is not been playing, but a squad in young by and minimum said by the close of the day. I'll say coach Desmond of at least or day in the squad no. I mean most of the players are almost too quiet. I mean we know most of the players are more, but I can confirm to you since I'm not say Nigeria free and I'm going to call Egypt. Until number 5, 6 be there. He will be part of the team, which is a massive booster.
Now I didn't know if you know join any team.
With that, I mean, I don't know the particular reason why. I don't know, because I know that on the list or kind of under 17, under 20, even if you're 20 years one day, you are not eligible to play for the national 20 team. Who was 17 years one day, you are not eligible to play for the 17 team. So Jerry Alfie still fit into the category. I knew that he was going to be part of the team, but I don't know why. I don't know why all this were the preparations.
Because Oma prepared. Are they expecting him to hit the ground running?
Yes.
Are they expecting him to perform?
That is the question. I think that if Coach Desmond Ofebe any press conference, I would have to ask that question, because I know that Jerry will join the team tonight. Egypt and 5-6 there. No, I join the team, and that is some of the arrangements on my. So to me, I think that he's the only player. Meaning, so join the team. In fact, or more team. Most of the players or the African games go no. Most of the players, unless or 20 years. Or more 20 years in a month from, but most of them and your mom too. I was also expecting say and the Barcelona player left back, Accra Lions or Drew ever joining, but he's also not joining. So I think that we are going to witness a very good man. South Africa, Tanzania, and Egypt in Babo. This is going to be an interesting game. These 4 countries are Egypt, Tanzania, South Africa, countries at least. They are also doing very well. The grassroots and the youth football. So I mean, we are hoping say at least Ghana squad on how Coach Desmond Ofebe wants to win this trophy.
Okay.
Yeah, Listo, I think a good tournament for especially Coach Desmond Ofebe. You have a chance to join Black Stars Nekaka to be able to get 1 or 2 experience also from that side. Under 20 media, Ghana football beat me mostly based on under 20. The players beat me grooming from that side into the national teams. I the captain they came from that level to that Black Star. So I think it's a good tournament, and going to tournaments like this, I said media we friend say because we say but as I can cost you, because these are future stars. Now,
players or more corner. I will be discussing and who say, oh, player we can watch this player now. You don't know the players there.
Say say management team na New York where they should have made that thing available. That is what will create that conversation around the tournament and also conversation around the team. Now call for 8 million. But if some bet me quite the way your mobile all African games and they should try and put their best and also make sure say they make Ghana proud else at tournament.
All right, it's this games no mu nyina nchiro mu bebremo kakra a movie along no nyame adoma ochina na say the commentary bremo but yentumi enfam bremo ne nyame adoma ochina ye be say hia na afi bibia eso etumi akọ ye